Hello, you're watching the Every Bit Counts challenge today with me here at Much Ado About Something. I'm on day 11 and I'm going to share with you the simple thing I'm going to put up today. And I'm also in here working with my ferments. If you've been around here a while, you know I ferment kefir water, kombucha tea, and sauerkraut or something like that going on all the time. Well, I've let my kefir water go for a little while. And it's time to feed it. So I'm in here feeding it. Here's my kefir grains. Here's the water. You know, I've got well water, so I have to let my water set out for 24 hours before I use it here on my kefir grains. Now I'm going to just add about 1/4 cup of sugar in here into this quart jar. Got my measuring cup here. Let's go over here and get the sugar. I'll put my little 1/4 cup of sugar in my jar. I'm going to add about 1 cup of liquid in here. I'm going to stir this up and dissolve this sugar in here. I'll get that good and dissolved. And there's my food for my kefir grains. You can see them down here in the bottom of my jar. Kefir is a fermented drink with prebiotics. I'm going to put just a little bit of the starter solution, the solution that I drained these out of, back in here so that I can be sure to continue a good ferment on these. Just going to wipe it off because I use a coffee filter and a rubber band to cover it to keep flies or any kind of bugs or anything out of it. So I've got it covered, and I'll be able to set this over there, and it'll make more fermented kefir water. Now I've got a couple more of them to do here. I just drain the water off that I haven't drank. Ooh, this jar has a lot of kefir grains in it. It's a dark jar. Maybe that had something to do with it. These grains are quite healthy looking. I'm going to put the grains back in the jar. I'm going to go ahead and mix up that 1/4 cup with water sugar solution to feed my kefir grains, my water kefir grains. The sugar acts for the food, for the kefir grains, to keep them growing. The kefir is not actually sweet. There's no sugar left after they feed, or not a lot of sugar anyway, not a noticeable amount. I have a video on how to keep kefir grains fed, or how to give them a rest. If you've had your kefir grains for a long time and they need a rest period. I've got a video on how to keep your how to give your kefir grains a rest. Now I've got one more to do. I keep 3 quarts of kefir water going at all times. That's enough for my household. You might can have more or even a bigger container. You might have yours in a gallon jar or even bigger. But I do mine here in small batches. I do it in small batches because it's easy for me to take care of, and it's all the kefir water that we need. Now I'll just repeat that same process. Now these kefir grains look really good too. They look really healthy, look really good. So I'll just put the grains back in the jar. I'll mix up my sugar water solution. We mix up the sugar water in a separate container because it makes sure that it's dissolved. You want to dissolve that really well so that your grains can access the nutrition it needs or the food it needs from the sugar water. It's got that good fermented smell. I'm going to need a little bit more water. I use room temperature water. You want to make sure that it's not too hot, because if it's too hot, it would kill your kefir grains. Now I'm going to drink this kefir water. I usually don't flavor mine. A lot of people flavor their kefir water. I just drink it plain. So I will drink that later in the day, around midday. I'll have to put these back over where I keep my ferments, and hopefully they're happy. And everything will continue to go well with my kefir water. I like to keep my kefir water in a dark container, but I don't have a lot of these containers, so I'm not so sure that it makes a difference, but it seemed like it did, didn't it? I'm going to have to make a cup of tea. To get the day started. I've been up since earlier this morning, but I have had a lot to do, and I hear that continually. There's a lot of people that are very, very busy. I'm going to go ahead and get the water started for the tea. My cup I'm drinking out of today says autumn leaves and pumpkins, please. And it's orange inside. I got this cup at, well, it's from last year. I'm pretty sure I got it at TJ Maxx. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out a tea for today. And I'm going to mix them. I'm going to take an English tea. You know I love black cocoa tea. I love black tea. I'm going to take one of those. And I'm going to add a jam and lemon ginger. That seems appropriate for this morning. And when our water boils, I'll add that to it. And that'll be today's tea. I have been watching a lot of the Every Bit Counts Challenge folks as they've uploaded their videos and put them out. I have been enjoying watching that Every Bit Counts Challenge. The videos that are participating and are part of that challenge, it's been a real pleasure to watch those videos. Some of you are putting up a lot of stuff. I don't do my major canning until fall because it's so hot where I'm at and it's so hot in my house. But that's not something that I want to do. I don't want to do a lot of canning in the 98-degree temperature. So I don't do most of my canning at this time of the year. But that's okay. We do it when we can, right? So my part of the Every Bit Counts Challenge really has been little bits here and there. It's really every bit counts because it's little bits for me here. But that doesn't mean that I don't do a lot of canning. I've got a whole canning pantry downstairs, and I can what we need when I can get a hold of it. Now what I'm going to be doing today is, if you'll remember, I got peaches. And I froze those peaches. And I kept the peelings. I thought about making jelly from those peelings, and I love jelly made from peach peelings. I also have a video about that on my channel, how to make jelly from peach peelings. But I decided to just let this juice ferment. It's fermenting. I put some of my mother that I have from my vinegar in here, and it's already smelling like vinegar. It's been in here almost a week, and it's well on its way to being a delicious peach vinegar. I make a lot of vinegars out of fruits that I love and enjoy. I mean, if like crab apples, I absolutely love vinegar made from crab apples, and it is absolutely beautiful. Here is the vinegar that I made from crab apples. You can see right there, it's got the mother down in the bottom, and it's a little bit fizzy. I keep this in the refrigerator. I think that it's absolutely beautiful. You can see that the mother is down there, just a little bit of the mother. But what I'll use this for is salad dressings. We'll make different things from it. You can just take it as a dose a day. It's so mild and delicious. It's really good. And this is made from crab apples. It's a beautiful color, and I love to use it. And the peach is almost the same color. It's just a little more on the orange side. Now I will have to feed my vinegar just a little bit. It has just started fermenting from the peach peelings. It will rise sometimes when it's active, so I'll have to be sure to watch this container. And then in the next few days, I'll just put it in glass jars, and I'll put this vinegar up for the rest of the year. One of the things I love to use the peach vinegar for is barbecue sauce recipes. Peach lends a wonderful flavor to barbecue sauce and to grilling for some reason. I particularly really love the combination of peaches and barbecue sauce, and that's how we generally enjoy it. But we do make some salad dressings and different things out of our peach vinegar too. But it's here, it's fermented, it's already smelling like vinegar. I just gave it a little bit of sugar because I had just fermented this from the peach peelings, and the sugar that was on the little bit of the peaches that was left on the peelings is what has fed this up till now. But I did add some vinegar starter from my vinegar, and it's well on its way. So here in the next few days, I'll just put this in quart jars, and I'll have a wonderful vinegar to use for salad dressing, barbecue sauce, and anything, different recipes that this peach vinegar might enhance the flavor of. I'm going to go ahead and fix a cup of tea. There'll be no sugar in my tea today, just the tea itself. once the vinegar has fermented that I've got right here, I'll go ahead and put it into glass containers. These are the containers that I store in the refrigerator because it makes it easy to pour the little bit that I might need for a salad dressing. You know, I mix it with oils and different spices. This little container, I think it's a wet container. Yeah, it makes it easy to pour and make a salad dressing. But in general, when it comes out of the bigger container, this is the container that I peeled the peelings into. So of course it was just the container that I started the vinegar in. But when it's fermented to, you know, it's the vinegar stage that it needs to be at, I'll put it in these quart jars, and I will put a coffee filter over it just like I do these. And then, you know, as I use it, I'll put it into a container with a lid that goes into the refrigerator, and it's really easy to access and use when I need that. That's how we use that vinegar. So this will be enough for a year. This right here. This will last us a year, and this has been particularly delicious. We are down to just this one little pint, or maybe more, maybe a pint and a half here in this little wet jar. And so this is the end of that. That was a delicious vinegar. I hate to see it end. Whenever I get crab apples, if I get crab apples this year, I'll definitely have to make more crab apple vinegar, because that is a wonderful, wonderful treat. I just put a lid like this over the vinegar until I'm ready to divide it and put it into the fruit, well, the mason jars. I want to call it a fruit jar, but it's a mason jar. And that will be what I put up at my little Every Bit Counts challenge for day 11. My tea is boiling hot, but it's delicious. Got to let it cool off just a tad, and then we'll be enjoying my cup of tea today. I hope you enjoy your day and whatever you have today. I hope you enjoyed being here. I'm so glad to have you here at Much Ado About Something. Our show is, our channel is about lifestyle. I'm from the Appalachians. Donald's, he is too, but just a little further down. We are in the city. We are still in the Appalachians. We're just in the lowlands of the Appalachians, the flatlands they call them. And but we still love that lifestyle. So our lifestyle, budget friendly, home and garden, and I try to be authentic and stick to that and share things with you. I'm glad that you're here today. I appreciate your time. Hope you got something out of this video that you can use, and I'll continue to enjoy the videos from the Every Bit Counts challenge and to do the rest of the month if I can. I know it's an extremely busy time. Thank you for joining me, and like always, until next time.